Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? This is why you need a sound check every stream, but don't worry, we haven't started on anything yet. What's good, everybody? Welcome to the stream. How's everybody doing today so far? Just gonna give it a brief moment before we get started today. If you guys are just tuning in, welcome, welcome. How's everybody doing today? All right. Let me turn that off real quick. Super excited. I'm super excited for today's stream. Doing something a little bit different than I've really ever done. What's good, Stickster? Welcome to the stream. How you doing today, King? Doing good, just getting to the back and swinging things for Smash. Same here, brother, same here. Big regional, hey, good luck. I'm also getting back into the swing of things with Smash. I think Cirque really lit the fire under my butt. I got footstool, that's funny. That's good, the grind never stops, exactly. All right, I think this is a good point to get started. This is a good point to get started. All right, guys, welcome back to the stream. It's been a long time. So today I'm doing something a little bit different. Now, if you guys have followed me as a player for a very long time, you know that I am a humble Lucas main. You know, I've always been very honest. I've always said, hey, you know what? I think this character, I think he's very underrated, but I don't think he's necessarily a good character. I don't think that he's the #1 character to play. I've never been a firm believer that he's a solo mainable character. So through my couple of years in Ultimate, I have been dabbling with different characters here and there. I've gone from Roy, I've gone to Aegis, and recently, if you guys have been paying attention, I've been playing a lot of Sheik. So I thought about it, I'm like, you know what? I feel like I got a lot of knowledge when it comes to playing a lot of different characters. So today, I decided that I'm gonna give you guys the definitive list of the best counterpick characters in the game. Now, I made 2 lists for you guys. One is a list in general of all the characters ranked as counterpick characters as co-mains. The main thing is going to be co-mains rather than counterpick, meaning you're going to main them alongside your main character. The other list is I made a second list for Lucas specific co-mains because most of the people who watch the stream, they are Lucas players and stuff, and they kind of want to know, hey, you know what? If this solo main Lucas run doesn't go well, then what am I gonna pick? So that's why I made the second list. So I'm gonna give you guys the definitive list for all the characters of what I think are the best co-mains, the best characters to play alongside your main. And then also give you a list if you're a Lucas main and you want to add in a new character to your lineup. That list is going to be just for you guys. But with that being said, let's get right into it. So, let's change the scene right here. All right. Let me 1 second. Can y'all see my screen? Yes, you can. Let me move this right here. All right. So as you can see, this is the list. Now we may not be able to go through everything in depth, but I think I can try to get as informational as possible for each of these characters. Now, bear in mind, one, the tier that a character in does not equal how good they are as characters. This is not a tier list of like character strength. Two, I'm taking a look at multiple factors. I'm taking a look at ease of use. I'm taking a look at their overall game plan. I'm taking a look at their matchup spread. So some characters may be in spots that you may not consider, while other characters some characters might do better than you may think. Some characters may do worse. Finally, this is not ordered. This is just me putting together a list of my thoughts, and this can kind of give you a little bit of insight on what I think is important in the game. But with that being said, let's get right into it. So, the first list, we got the gods among men. Now, this list is the co-mains that if you say, I'm going to co-main these characters tomorrow, I guarantee it will be the quickest route for success. These characters up here have either one, very strong matchup spreads, or two, win conditions that are so strong that they can just work. First off, you see Kazuya. Well, you guys have seen Kazuya in the past. He is an execution heavy character, yes, but once you kind of get past the base execution for this character, it kind of gets easy. Not to say that Kazuyas aren't doing any work, but once you get past, once you add in the FERP's tech and you get that tech chase setup, the tech chase setups down, and the electric wind godfist setups down, it works universally across the cast. It will work for majority of matchups, and you will mostly struggle against some zoners or like a character like Sonic. So some people may disagree, but I think I value that consistency all around. So I think Kazuya is a great co-main character in general. If you pick up Kazuya tomorrow, you really get good with your like combos, with the things that matter for the character. I think you could immediately see your results go up. Rob is in this tier 2. We've already seen Rob. We've seen the 0 to death, the ZTD combos, the Z drop into side V's off stage. This character has it all. He has zoning, he has boxing, he has kill power, he has quick moves, he has a little bit of everything. He is not unintuitive to play. He makes a lot of sense. He makes a lot of sense for most players to use, and I think generally you can get very far in your local scenes. You can even get far at some regionals, but I think once you get to high/top level of play, it starts getting a little bit difficult because people kind of know what's going on. Choco streaming what? Hey man, it's been a minute. Hack, how you been? Game and Watch. Game and Watch is just kind of like Rob, where like there's just so many good things about this character. So many good things about this character. That up B, it works universally through matchups. The combo game is rather simple. The ledge trapping is very strong. The disadvantage is strong. You can kind of get away. You can kind of get away with a lot of the basic. You can kind of get away with a lot of the basic Game & Watch stuff. And once you get past that like base level of play, you can already see results. Run the fade. What's good, Hobby? How you doing, big dog? It's been a minute. I hope you've been good. Snake. Now, a lot of people hate Snake. I like Snake a lot. I think Snake is a great character, but I also think he's just as good as a co-main. The value of Grenade is so strong because no matter what, it doesn't matter if you are a bottom tier or a top tier character, you have to play around Snake's Grenade. It's something that it's a universal constant, and I think that is just so good. He racks up so much damage off of straight hits, and the grenades tack on a lot, and he has very early kills off of quick moves. I think that is so strong. And then we have moves like Nikita and stuff. Nah, this character's a godlike co-main character. Hope yours has been well. I'm gonna be real with you, Hobby. Life has been getting better and better, little by little. I can't complain. Is it Larry's birthday? Right? I don't know. I don't know if it's Larry's birthday, but if it is, happy birthday, Larry. Don't really know you, but you seem like a cool dude. Then we got Pirate Mythra. Now, I'm biased. I try not to be biased about Pirate Mythra because I put in about like a year and a half into that character in co-maining alongside of them. I ended up giving up co-maining them because I couldn't deal with the idea of I'm getting edge guarded at 5 by accident. But that character's cracked. That character's insane. She can basically play majority of matchups. It's gonna work. Her game plan is not really gonna change between matchups and such. It's too strong, in my opinion, and I just think Pirate Mythra, you're not gonna get any more consistent than that. You're not going to get any more consistent than that. Cloud. Now, we've seen Spargo. I think Cloud is way better as a co-main character than a solo main character. I think solo main Cloud is really, really difficult. But I think if you co-main Cloud, well, Cloud's moves are just really good across the cast. He's just he's gonna back air no matter what. He's gonna be able to apply his pressure. He's gonna be able to side B. And they're just universally strong moves. His advantage state is very strong altogether. I know I have a very low opinion of Cloud, but like I think that Cloud does curb stomp a lot of bad characters. And Limit's always going to be a threat. You can never go wrong with Cloud. You got Sonic, which Sonic was one that I almost put in the demigod category of co-main characters. The reason why is because I think Sonic is very unintuitive, and I don't think he necessarily makes sense for a lot of characters, a lot of players to just pick up and play. I think it takes a long time for somebody to get good with Sonic, but I cannot like discredit the fact that once you get good with Sonic, it is just oppressive at all levels of play. Everybody if you're a low level player, if you're a top level player, you're complaining about Sonic. You know fighting that character is difficult. And it only gets harder and harder. This character, if you co-main Sonic, if you co-main Sonic and you get past the unintuitive nature of him, it's gonna yield like results. Next we got Steve. That's God. That's God right there. Look at him. Steve, we've seen the shenanigans. We've seen the players. They're very strong. Character has a lot of different things that every character in the game has to adjust their playstyle for Steve specifically. So it makes sense. I think that Steve is I don't think it's crazy to say that he may be one of the strongest co-main characters in the game, especially since he's easily the best character in the game. So naturally, the best character is going to be also one of the best co-mains. But now it's starting to get a little bit dicey because I have two characters here that I put in Gods Among Men that you guys may not agree with. I got Hero, I got Me Brawler. Now, Me Brawler is the more contentious one, but let's talk about Hero first. Hero, I think, due to the nature of his menu, there are a lot of matchups that can just get shut down. Can get shut down just by Hero existing. Have you ever played against a zoner with Hero? You ever just see him just put on bounce and all of a sudden the zoner just says, I can't use half my moveset now? That is incredibly strong. I don't think anybody really acknowledges how good Hero is as a counter pick character. Holy shit, he's insane. Holy shit, he is insane as a counter pick character. And I think that if you're looking for somebody to co-main that is fun, but also like probably has some incredibly strong matchups, Hero is definitely one of them. Then you have Me Brawler. Now, you can't. Now, if you disagree with Me Brawler, I understand. I really value the win condition of Me Brawler. I think it's universal. I think he's very easy to set up. He's very easy to set up like kill confirms across the cast. Yes, he has a little bit more of a flaw in the fact that he has a little bit stubbier moves, but I think his conversion game and his advantage state is so good and so devastating that like he can kind of ignore that. But I would not be surprised if I decided to move him down to demigods. I think there's a little bit of personal bias here, but there's definitely a lot. I won't say a little. There's definitely a lot of personal bias here, but I think Me Brawler is a fucked up character, insane character that if you wanted to co-main him, you can get wins quickly. Now, the second tier is demigods. These are the characters that they may be pick up and play, but they're not inherently I think they're not as good as co-mains as the first tier. Yeah, they're not as definitive as the first tier. Wait, does Saitama beat Wobbuffet? No, because Wobbuffet hits Mirror Coat. It's over. All right, so we got Terry. If Go wasn't such a I would definitely put Terry down if Go wasn't such a strong mechanic. His combo game it all works at every percent. He has kill confirms off of jab, off of F tilt, off of spot dodge up tilt, the invincible move. He has a pretty good projectile in Power Wave. Forces you to jump, and all of a sudden now you're susceptible to like things like Crack Shoot. The existence of Crack Shoot, one of the best burst options in the game, does a lot of shield damage. And yeah, I think Terry is a very, very, very good co-main character. He does take a little bit more getting used to. He is an FGC character, so there's gonna be a lot more execution. It's a little bit of tighter execution, but comparatively to like Ryu and Ken, I don't think it's as difficult. Palutena, say what you guys want. I've heard the Palu apologists all around. Hello, Mr. Taco. What do the tier names mean? What's good, sliced oranges? So these tiers, well, the names are just funny names I just came up with, but these tiers are basically determining how strong of counterpick characters they are. This is Pocket Sand Trap. We'll get to it. we'll get to Pocket Sand Trap. Thank you so much for the follow. You're a real one for that one. Damn, the notification didn't come up. Damn, that's how you know I've been watched. I didn't set that up. All right, but that's what I was saying. I was saying Palutena. Palutena, no matter what, is going to be a consistent character. Having 2 invincible moves goes a long way. Her combo game, very straightforward. I'm going to hit Nair. I'm going to combo that into a Nair. I'm going to combo that into another Nair. Maybe on your DI, maybe I hit you with an up air and get you another up air after that. Get a back air, you're at 50 now. Still on off stage, pretty easy ledge trapping with things like down tilt. Pretty easy edge guarding with things like auto reticle. She has a little bit of the full package. Yeah, she may struggle to kill a bit, but I think Palu as a co-main character is very strong. She also does very well against a lot of the anti-meta characters, a lot of the characters that are very annoying for a lot of people to fight. She's good against Pac-Man. She's good I think she plays okay against a character like Duck Hunt. Like those obnoxious characters that people don't want to deal with or you may struggle with, then she's very good at like stopping that. Mario combo character. If you watch South Florida, you've watched Dominator, if you watch Karama, if you watch all these different Mario players, you can always see that no matter what, you are always at risk of dying to that character. It doesn't matter who you are. Every combo is so good. It's so good. You can't really DI the combos if they do it properly. You could just die off of a straight hit. Not worth it. It's really good. I guess the only problem with Mario is you start throwing in like swords like Lucina, Shulk, and stuff like that. He may struggle a lot more. Min Min. I wanted to put Min Min up in Gods Among Men, but Min Min, her flaws are a lot more apparent. I think her strengths are really good against majority of the cast, and most people have to respect it. But unfortunately, Min Min like has a bad disadvantage where games can turn around on its head because of it. And I think every character can kind of exploit that, but most people complain about Min Min without really knowing how to deal with it. So I understand. Luigi, I wanted to also put in Gods Among Men. Part of me wants to put Luigi over Mii Brawler, but I think his bad matchups are way more apparent. I think that he gets zoned out pretty hard by a lot of characters in the cast. So I feel that's why I want to just leave Luigi here in the demigod category. But you've seen the grab confirms. You've seen the kind of combos you can get with Luigi. That character is insane as a co-main. It's not hard to deal with, and it's a very simple win condition. Sora, combo character. Gonna go for IDJ combos. Now, obviously, if every Sora was perfect, then this character would be a God Among Men, but it's just not the case. However, he is very good at racking up damage across the cast, and he has moves that like Nair and Fair and then his projectiles. He has so many different moves that like you just gotta kind of respect. And it works universally in like all matchups, except the ones that are just really, really bad for him, like Fox. But I think for a counterpick character, for a co-main character, having that flexibility to just do what you want to do in every single situation is just very strong altogether. So that's why I put Sora demigod. Falco, mostly his advantage state. It's very straightforward. You're not like, there's nothing crazy about it other than the moment you get hit, you could be taking 80. Once you get off the ground floor of hitting your combos with Falco, it just becomes a game of, can I get the opening or not? Diddy. Now, Diddy was one that I've really considered. But Banana being such a strong option, coupled with Monkey Flip, makes it so that no matter what, you are like almost always conditioned to like respect Diddy in a lot of positions in neutral and stuff like that. You're always, if he has those tools available, you have to always be ready for them. It's free conditioning. It's a free mix up. It's so strong. Banana also being it's transcendent, meaning that it goes through a lot of moves, so you can't like trade with it a lot of the time. In fact, you may just lose out. So I think it's just very good, and still to this day, Diddy is still one of the hardest characters to deal with. As you can see, like a lot of the characters here in Demigods are characters that they have very strong like things about them, but they kind of like lack in some aspects. You know, Bayo, her damage output is crazy, her edge guarding is crazy, but unfortunately, she just really can't kill. And I don't think most players don't have the discipline to kill. You know, they don't have the discipline to wait for the opportunity to kill and stuff like that. Olimar shits out damage, but he just gets matchup checked sometimes. And there's just some matchups that are just like, wow, I really want to stop playing this. Roy could have been a god among men, but he gets edge guarded pretty hard. He does a lot of damage. He has easy combos that you can really pick up and play this character no problem. But there are a lot of characters that thrive off of edge guards that can edge guard Roy for free. You know, so I don't think he meets that criteria for being a god among men. Corin is the new face on the block that kind of has, I don't want to say the same problem as Roy, because Corin achieves like a lot of pressure through aerial frame traps and stuff like that. But then the hard matchups for Corin are just really hard and such. So I'm not sure. Samus, I have a very low opinion of Samus. I have a very low opinion of Samus, but I think that her game plan of I'm going to put you on the ledge and then charge shot you and then bomb and then you have to hold this ledge trap no matter what. Yeah, it's going to work at all levels of play. This character's broken. Yoshi, character strong, my friends. Character has crazy airspeed. Character can weave in the air, does a lot of damage, has very easy combos. Best believe Yoshi is going to be a demigod. If it wasn't for the fact that he has just some matchups that are just so bad, like Palutena being his worst matchup, one of his worst matchups, is crazy because that character is very common. If your worst matchup is common, that's pretty hard to deal with altogether. And I kind of skipped over Joker, but to the TLDR for Joker, having Arsene at all time, having you have Arsene can always create a threat that your opponent has to respect. There's always a comeback factor. There's always an opportunity for you to turn a game on its head. Now, just because you have Arsene, I know it doesn't make Joker easy, but I think this character is not as difficult as people make him out to be. And that's pretty much it for the demigods. I mean, they're crazy characters. But they either take a little bit more finesse or their matchup spreads are a little bit less consistent, with the exception of Mii Brawler, which in fact, I think I'm going to move Mii Brawler to demigod. Because I think, because I'm starting to look at the characters above them, I'm like, yeah, these are crazy. So, if you guys have, now, some players have talked to me, I've talked with about this. Some players I've talked about this with, but I believe there is a tier of character in like the pool of solo main characters. I've always believed there were characters that they are not inherently solo mainable because their flaws are very apparent. However, as a co-main, they would thrive because they either, one, have good matchups versus the top tiers. Two, have good matchups against the anti-meta characters. You know, the Touch of Death characters, like characters like Game & Watch and like Kazuya. Those problematic characters for people at top level, they have like pretty decent matchups to deal with them. Or their game plan is so strong that it works across all levels of play. And even if you're playing a top player, it is so difficult for you to get what you want started because of the way that the characters are designed, and you gotta, you gotta give respect there. So, one, I put me Sword Fighter here. Now, I've been paying attention to Mia a lot. I've been paying attention to this character a lot more. I think me Sword Fighter is not a good character as a solo main character. However, I think me Sword Fighter, if you're zoning with me Sword Fighter, I think it's very obnoxious, and I don't think a lot of characters can actually deal with this. BDB Impact, the BDB Impact is insane. I don't know BDB personally, but his presence crazy. I do think me Sword Fighter could be a counterpick character. When I was watching Mia play it in the Lit Invitational, I saw the vision. It could easily be recency bias. It could be people don't know what the fuck they're doing against me Sword Fighter, excuse me. But I think this character could potentially have a place as a counterpick specific character. Ices. I also think Ices is not solo mainable. I think they have some really atrocious matchups. But goddamn, do they do well against the meta characters? So they get against Fox. I've seen them do well against all the brawler archetypes. Fox, Mario. I've seen them do well against characters like Roy. A lot of the sorties. I feel like they do really good. The moment that you throw in a zoner, a character that says, I am just not going to touch you for no reason whatsoever, then all of a sudden they start looking like bad characters. But I think this character its existence is supposed to be a counterpick character. But, and I almost forgot to mention this about the secret society of counterpicks. A lot of these characters are characters that are designed to counterpick, but they are not worth solo maining or picking up for the sake of just counterpicking. So like, I would never tell somebody to solo main Sword Fighter. I would never tell an Ice Climber to solo main. I would never tell a DK to solo main and stuff like that. I do think they have good matchups, but it's hard for me to justify telling somebody who's, if let's say you're like, I don't know, a Cloud player and you struggle against, I don't know, Fox. Well, I'm not going to tell you to pick up Ice Climbers to deal with Fox. You know, that just doesn't make any sense. It's not intuitive. However, if you already played these characters beforehand, then you play a different character and you're just like, oh, I want to use my previous main to counterpick with them. Now we're getting somewhere. Or if you've really developed that character beforehand, then the opportunity to counterpick comes through. So I'm going to DK. DK, I think he does well against a lot of the sorties. I think his game plan is very solid. He just kills you at early percents. His combo game is very straightforward. I think it works across all levels of play. Yes, he gets out matchups because this is a bad character. But I think he could provide a little bit more streamlined way for you to get to hit a win condition. I think that DK is not a bad character. I think he's probably the best heavy in the game. But I can understand if you don't want to pick up DK because character's disadvantage is pretty bad. Lucas. Now, I know some of you guys have been waiting for me to get to Lucas. I also believe Lucas is a counterpick character. If you ask me, I think he has really good matchups on characters like Snake. I think he does well against Game & Watch, excuse me. He has a good matchup versus Kazuya. Surprisingly okay matchup versus Cloud. And then he has good matchups against characters like Luigi, Ice Climbers, Roy, the FGC characters. But then he randomly loses to mid-tier number 74. Has hard matchups against characters like Wolf. Wolf has bad matchups versus characters like Aegis, Rob, and stuff like that. So it's like, I don't want to tell people to solo main Lucas, but I'm not going to tell people to go ahead and pick up Lucas for your bad matchups, because guess what? He's hard. He's very difficult to go ahead and like utilize him to full effectiveness. I just don't think it's realistic to do that with Lucas. But if you do pick up Lucas, if you do use Lucas as a counter pick character for the bad matchups, look at Snake, look at Roy, look at Pichu, look at maybe Bayonetta. There's a couple characters I can tell you that are just like, Lucas may have a really good time fighting these characters. Mega Man. Now, I think this is a little bit of a hot take. I've never believed that Mega Man was a bad character. Morpheus, when he was still playing, showed me the light that this character is insane. And I still think to this day, if people decided to pick up Mega Man, it would be like, that character covers so many character matchups. He's just, one, he's unintuitive. Two, he takes a lot of time to get good with. But once you pass that barrier of like getting solid with Mega Man, all of a sudden, he kind of just like, everybody has to play his game. Everybody has to adjust to his play style. I think Mega Man is a solid counterpick character. He has some bad matchups here and there, but I think that his existence as a counterpick character is incredibly strong. Yo, just joined, Choco. How you doing? How you been, Sir Sonny? Welcome to the stream. Hope you've been good so far. We're well underway on this list. I know once we get to the Pocket Sand Trap, we may not go into much detail with those characters, but let's continue with the Secret Society counterpicks. Shulk. No, I'm sorry, Meta Knight. Meta Knight's also a character that I think is a counterpick character solely. I think if you have a good Meta Knight, you can actively use that character to force edge guards, to use it as I'm going to combo characters of specific weights, weight classes. So like this character, I've seen Abadongo use it against like Olimar and stuff like that. He's always historically had a good matchup versus a character like Peach and stuff. He has like niche little good matchups that like he does really well because his combo game gets elevated because of those characters. And I think if you have a Meta Knight for that reason, then he can work 100%. Shulk is a little bit weird. Shulk is a little bit strange because I think I have a very high opinion of Shulk, but I'm also very biased as a Lucas player. I think there are just a lot of matchups that Shulk just says, I'm going to just do Shulk shit, and you're going to have to hold that. And if you don't know how to deal with it, or your character is not equipped to deal with it, GG's, my friend. Shake my fucking hand. That's Shulk. And I think that's a universal. I think that's a universal thing. I think being like that is not enough for me to call him a character that's a demigod, because there's a lot of characters that just don't really care about Shulk, or they just outright beat him. But then, like, there's just some matchups where he just shuts down altogether. Pit. Now, Pit, I actually have a really high opinion of Pit as of recent. I think Pit's a very solid character. I think Zackray's kind of shown us the light about what this character could do. I think this character is very good at juggling a lot of characters across the board. He has very strong edge guards that, I mean, I'm pretty impressed. Riku has been playing, the Steve player in my region, he's been playing Dark Pit and regular Pit in our region, and he's kind of been proving to me that character actually may have some good top level matchups. I'm not even joking. I think his game plan is actually pretty simple. He has an okay projectile. He has a reflector. He has kill moves. He doesn't have inherent cheese. That's all he does. You know, it's all he doesn't have. He can't really cheese you, but like he's like solid enough. I think he just gets out charactered by a lot of the top level characters. But I would not be surprised if you pick up if you throw out Pit as a counter pick. I think a very good example of somebody throwing out Pit as a counter pick is against, it was Loaf bringing out Pit as a counter pick for Ice Climbers, which was actually really good. If he cleaned it up a little bit, it would have cooked. Zap just beat Spargo in bracket tier list. In bracket tier list notified LMAO. Hey, bro, this is just a counter pick tier list. This is not me saying that character is bad, though I do think the character is bad. But good stuff to Zap. That's my GOAT right there. TM7 underscore Zap underscore raw. Is this for Lucas specifically or just counterpick characters as a whole? This is me listing the counterpick characters as a whole. I do have a list to let you know what I think are the best characters to co-main alongside Lucas. So let's get this through. Sheik, no, I'm biased, but I actually think Sheik is way better of a character than people think. I think Sheik is really good. And I think a lot of her like stats are just like very strong of like just shutting down a lot of bad characters. I think her problem is, yes, killing is a little bit more difficult, quote unquote. I think her biggest problem is actually her weight. So sometimes like in matchups like, I don't know, like Incineroar or Bowser, although we kind of like destroy those matchups, you do run the risk of like, hey, I got hit at 5 and I died. You want to hear about Sora? I'll quickly run through him again. I think his game plan is just very strong all around. Yes, you need to have optimal combo. Well, they're like, oh, you need to have these optimal combos, but I think Sora's like moves are just so strong, like you can even get away without having optimal conversions. And once you do have those optimal conversions on top of it, now they work across the cast. They're not just one. It's not like, oh, this one combo got shut down, so I can't do anything anymore. No. He has many ways to kill you. He's like unedge guardable because he has so many recovery options. He's hard to close the gap on because he has so many zoning tools and stuff like that. He has a counter that forces you to respect and edge guards other characters. That character is a solid counter pick, I think. He is a little bit high maintenance, though. You are correct, but I think that his strengths outweigh a lot of his weaknesses. Ryu, I put in the Secret Society of counter picks because I think his fireball game is fucking insane. I think that fireball game is just so insane. You can call me wrong if you want. I think that it's a lot of pressure that every character kind of has to deal with, except for the characters at the very top. And I think that Ryu could like really go far as a counter pick specifically. Thank you so much, Nick Free _ for the follow. You are a real one, my friend. How you doing today? Duck Hunt. Now, for Duck Hunt, Toon Link, Me Brawler, and Banjo, they are all here for the same reason of if you are a character that has to fight, if you are a character that has to close the gap, and you do not have the stats to close the gap, best believe you are going to have a bad time. You can shut down, these characters can all shut down problematic characters like Ices, like Kazuya. They can shut down some of the rushdown characters like Roy. Can shut down a lot of other touch of death characters like Luigi. I think co-mains like this, especially the fact that they're also characters that force you to play their game, I think they could be very underrated counterpick characters. You know, a counterpick character is not always about like how easy it is. It's also about how well do they play to their win condition. Can they do that across the cast? What's their matchup spread like? And I think these characters exemplify like their win condition is I'm going to keep you out and then randomly hit you with a strong move eventually and kill you. But they can spend the whole game camping you, and it's kind of oppressive and you can't really do much about it. The last one in this tier is Chrom. Now, This may be the most debatable one, but I think Chrom's advantage state conversion game is so good against a lot of characters. Obviously, he has the obvious flaw of his recovery being that bad, being pretty bad. But I think in the matchups where he does well in, I think an example is he does well against Lucas, better than Roy does. I think that matchup gets so difficult. And I think there's other matchups where I've talked to other players and they all think, yeah, Chrom is low-key really good. He's just also really bad. Imagine a character being so good, but then being bad because of their recovery. If it wasn't for that recovery, that character would be a top 5 character. That's my hot take. Now, the next tier after that is the pocket sand trap. So you may be wondering, what is a pocket sand trap? And this right here.
What the hell are you doing?
Give it. Pocket sand.
That's pocket sand. That is pocket sand. So the reason why I named it pocket sand and why I made this like group of characters is because these are the characters that like you're gonna throw pocket sand in your opponent's eyes, like, oh, these characters are randomly really good, which some of them are really good, but then you begin to realize, wait a minute, it's just sand. It's just sand. If I wipe it off, it's not a problem anymore. Now, connecting it back to all this, these are just characters that as co-main characters, not as characters as solo mains. These characters may not be as good as you think. I say this because I think either their win conditions are very difficult. The win conditions are very difficult. I think they're deceptively easy, right? Deceptively easy, and I think they're a lot harder to actually win with as a counter pick rather than a solo main. You know, I think a lot of these characters require a lot of maintenance, and I feel that you can pick up a lot of the characters above, you can pick up the characters above them and immediately see results. But the characters in this tier, it would take a lot of mastery for you to actually get this rolling. Now, this is probably the most contentious part of the tier of this list. I promise you. You may feel free to disagree all that you want. I would love to hear you guys I would like to hear your guys' opinions in the comment section. But I think these characters are deceptively on paper, they should be good counter pick characters, but then they're just not in practice because of how much effort and time needs to be put into each of them. Young Link doesn't work doesn't work half the time. He's a very good scrub killer, but the moment that you start playing like a mid-level player that kind of knows what they're doing and knows kind of how to like run into it, it gets really difficult for that character to get anything started. ZSS is the epitome of I need precision and like heavy conditioning. It's a character that I legitimately tried to pick up, but I thought to myself, it is just too hard, not even due to execution. It is too hard because it is too much thinking. It's too much thinking and pre-planning, and I don't think ZSS is that good as a co-main character. Incineroar, he's an easy character. He's an easy character, and yes, he can just kill you by accident. If you have fundamentals, you can kind of abuse that. And then you fight a high-level player that says, wait a minute, I'm not going to get a load and whipped. And all of a sudden, this character sucks. Violet, it's kind of hard for me to really feel like Violet's that strong, especially now that Footstool has become so apparent in the meta game. So like one of her pressure tools got kind of disappeared. She can still randomly kill you, kind of like Incineroar, but like I don't think it's as consistent as a counter pick character than most people think. Wolf and Fox. Now I put both of these species here. Most people think Fox is broken. Fox is broken, by the way. But I have experience co-mating Fox in both 4 and in this game. I used to co-mate him alongside Lucas as my Diddy Kong counter pick, and I think he is really hard. He takes a lot of confidence, a lot of conditioning, a lot of like not hard reads, but a lot of soft reads to get going. And then I think Wolf is kind of like he's another scrub killer. He's another scrub killer that once you get to a certain level of competency where you're not giving openings for free to Wolf, then he has to like rely on like a lot of soft slash hard reads to get his big damaging strings or to be able to kill you. And I think good players are able to play around that very well. Marth and Lucina also decept. They should technically be really good counterpick characters because they just have they just have very solid move sets. They're able to side B's a good Rekka move. They have very good airspeed, good aerials and such. Down tilt's a very strong tip poke. But you begin to realize, well, for Lucina, I learned the truth that Lucina really doesn't have like cheese or anything. There's a lot of outplaying you have to do with Lucina for you to actually be able to win. Yeah, she can edge guard you, but I think that's like her one like defining feature. But aside from that, it can be really difficult, especially against a lot of the stronger characters in the cast. I don't think Lucina is as good as people used to make her out to be. And then Marth, we all know, Tipper is just inconsistent. It just doesn't work sometimes. But when it works, you die at 30, Ness, his problem will never change. His recovery will always be bad. Will always hold him back. He has some new things with Magnet and stuff like that, but I don't think his game plan is good enough to be like a really good counterpick character. And chances are, I don't think Ness does good against a lot of the meta characters. Maybe bar like Fox, maybe Roy. I don't think he has that really good of a matchup spread versus like the characters that are like very apparent in the meta game. PT is another character that's just very. PT is another character that I think you would originally think, that's a good counterpick character, but I think their flaws are a lot more apparent than you think. Switch is not as strong as an option because it kind of stalls your momentum. So you're able to frame trap their landings a lot easier. Or you kind of just consider it like a second air dodge, but like it's like a worse air dodge. It's like a worse air dodge altogether. And I think that's really good for their advantage. Squirtle can be really good. Ivysaur can be good with an asterisk, but kind of gets shut down by a lot of characters that are faster than them. And then Charizard is just there for, wow, I'm at rage percent. Maybe I can kill you first. And that is, I don't know. I don't think that they're that strong of a character. Pikachu. I mostly put Pikachu in Pocket Sand Trap because I just don't think this character is easy. This character is not easy. This character takes a lot of time and effort to really get good with. Yeah, you can play the shiny mark. You can play the shiny mark Pikachu where you're just camping people out. And you're kind of just, and you play for time and stuff like that. But I also think that shiny also makes up for it for also having an insane punish game, which takes a lot of understanding of how Pikachu's moves work. And I just don't think it works. Also, there's a part of me that thinks that Pikachu's not that intuitive of a character. Feel free to disagree with me on that one. Jigglypuff, character light. Character light doesn't do well with swords. There's a lot of really good swords in our metagame. There's a lot of characters with big hitboxes that Jigglypuff can't necessarily beat. Though, I wouldn't be surprised if I would put her in the Secret Society of counterpicks because she does really good at edge guarding a lot of characters, and that is kind of underrated. Edge guarding is such a good part. Sephiroth, I think this character sucks, but he's also like a scrub killer. I feel like if you're gonna be playing a character like, or a character archetype like Sephiroth, where you're kind of just continuously poking at your character, continuously poking at like your opponent. I or much rather play a character like Shulk, where I'm kind of like poking at my opponent, but then eventually I get like a hit and I kill you at 50 or even earlier. While Sephiroth has to wait for Wing to come in. He has to wait for Wing to come in. He definitely gets out frame dated by a lot of characters. He's very tall, which is not really good. Just, in my opinion, is not that good of a trait to have because you get hit by a lot more things. Yeah, I think Sephiroth is very underwhelming of a counterpick character. Wario. Now I put Wario here because he is one. I think he's way harder than people give him credit for to play. I don't think he's intuitive, and I think it takes a level of mastery with Wario to really go far. That's why I don't think he's that good of a co-main character, because I think it takes a lot, and you kind of need to look. And after like talking with a lot of different Wario players, it feels like you gotta have a certain way of looking at the game to make Wario work. This isn't to say that Wario is like, this isn't to say that like Wario players are on a whole different wavelength, but they're looking at the game pretty differently than a lot of the other characters, or what they're looking for, at least in my opinion. Greninja, Vortex character, very strong, has some very strong stuff, but I don't think Greninja has like the matchup spread to really warrant them to be a very strong co-main character. And I do think it takes a lot of understanding of his kit to really thrive. So I don't think Greninja works as a co-main. Inkling, character can't kill. I'm gonna keep it a stack. I think Inkling's problem not being able to kill is way more apparent than like other characters in the game. And like their game plan doesn't really change. They're gonna just keep back airing. They're gonna be fishing for grabs a lot. And I feel like it makes that character not only struggles to kill, but they're linear. And that's just really, I don't think that's a good trait to have. I don't think that's a really good attribute to have, especially if your game plan is linear. Captain Falcon, you can play around them. I don't know. I have a very low opinion of Falcon. He can accidentally kill you sometimes with moves like up smash and stuff like that. But a lot of times, if you don't fall for the baits, if you don't panic air dodge, he can't really. If you don't panic air dodge or you don't like panic in neutral, he can't really like kill you like that. Though I will say, if every Falcon had the punish game of someone like Dartfeld, a Falcon in our region that is just so good on hit, if every Falcon player had that level of punish game, then oh my god, then maybe I would take it back altogether. We have Bowser as the last one in Pocket Sand Trap. This character is really easy. Don't get me wrong. This character's really easy. He shits out damage. He has big hitboxes, and they're actually pretty quick. I just think he's a lot worse than people give him credit for. I don't think his game win condition is like that good if you know how to play against it. I think this is another character that's probably a scrub killer because they don't have the discipline to play against a character like Bowser. You're willing to fight this character rather than like wait for your opportunity and then combo him to high heaven. And every character combos this character to high heaven and then advantage takes him. I don't think it works. This next tier is you had a good run. Now here's your 33rd. These characters, you pick up these. I'm not going to go in depth on these characters, but Ridley, Kirby, Wii Fit, Villager, Bowser Jr., and Belmonts. These characters exist for the sole reason of you counterpick these characters. One, because you have a pocket one of these for some reason, or you really like playing these characters. And two, you have every intention of trying to ruin somebody's bracket. If somebody counterpicks you with these characters, best believe they have a counterpick specifically for that one matchup because they know it's annoying and they are only designed to beat people who are tilted. Congratulations, you got 33rd. You get knocked. You go to a major. You go far in winners. You're about to win game 5, last hit against, I don't know, MK Leo and stuff like that. You lose the game. He clutches out. He realizes, wait, I'm the former best player in the world. He kills you. Then you're tight that you lost that set. And then they say, all right, now you have to play J-Jaw. Now you have to play TM7 Zap in losers. Or a Xavier. Xavier or Red Oolong in losers and stuff like that. Like, these characters are literally there for the sole purpose of we're here to fuck up your brackets. I don't think you pick up these characters other than as a co-main. I don't think you pick up these characters other than the sole purpose of I'm going to annoy the fuck out of my opponent, and you just gotta hold that. And finally, the last tier, God's worst emotional support dogs. These characters, I don't think are good as co-mains. They either require insane levels of maintenance to even get started, or even when you put in the time and effort, it's probably not worth it because there are better choices altogether. I put Peach in here specifically because I think that Peach, she has this huge skill ceiling that will take a very long time for you to get really good with. And if you ever get to that point where you're really good with Peach, then you should just solo main Peach at that point. You shouldn't be co-maining alongside it. I think she requires way too much understanding of how she works for that to work. I've tried characters like Link. I've tried Ike. I've tried a lot of these characters in this tier. And I'm just like, these characters are either very, very difficult, they get shut down by one thing, or the time and effort I am investing into these will not pay dividends long term. It's not worth picking these characters. But yeah, that is the definitive counter pick tier list. Now, ideally, if your goal is to win, if your goal is you want to win brackets, you choose characters to co-main. Oh, you want to co-main for your bracket. You choose characters in Gods Among Men and the Demigods. These characters, if you have one of these as your co-main, so obviously consider it for your matchups. Think about what characters you struggle with. Think about what value they can bring to your lineup. I think if you get good with any one of these characters and you add them along into your roster, they could really go a long way with dealing with the bad matchups that you're struggling with. I think they're very straightforward. The win conditions are strong, or they're just overall solid characters that have insane matchup spreads. The Secret Society of counter picks. I'm not telling you to go pick a character from that section. All I'm saying is if you happen to have a strong Mega Man, a strong Sheik, a strong Lucas, you have a strong counter pick character in this bracket, in this tier list, then all of a sudden, now you could be cooking with gas. You could be cooking with oil. You could have something like really spicy cooking with it. Don't get caught by the pocket sand traps. Don't do it. I promise you, these characters here will take a lot more of your time than you think. They're not really that great. They're not really that great as counterpick specific characters. Some of them, if you decided to solo main that character, by all means, or you make them the front runner of your main lineup, by all means, make it happen. But best believe, I will never recommend these characters to counterpick. You already heard my rant on you had a good run. If you want to mess somebody's bracket up, go ahead and pick that tier. But if you're trying to win, steer clear from God's worst emotional support dogs. Let them vibe. Let them vibe. They're not going to bring you I don't think they're going to bring you the success that you need. But obviously, your co-main at the end of the day does depend on what are your needs, So while I do have a definitive list here for what I think are the best co-mains to pick from in the cast, just because they are there in the tier list, in those tiers, does not necessarily mean it's the best co-main for you. Now, you guys know me as a Lucas main, so I have put in a lot of thought and like brain power into what characters could suit Lucas well. So I made a list of those characters, and this is my definitive Lucas co-main tier list. It's not a lot of characters, but I'm gonna go through them quickly. So we got the boy up there. Second tier is if all else fails, God is the answer. We choose Steve if all else fails. If all else fails, if everything doesn't work, Steve is probably one of the best counterpick characters for Lucas. He does well in almost all of Lucas's good matchups. Bad matchups. And even then, even if it's a matchup that Lucas doesn't necessarily do well in, the fact that he can force everybody to play his game and has so many different options, you cannot go wrong with that character. I should be playing Steve, but I don't like the character like that. Then we got Hold You Down Like a Drake song. Aegis, very strong character all around. I co-mained her in the past. I did it for like a year and a half. I did not like getting edge guarded at 5. I did not like getting edge guarded, but I do think that character is still a strong counterpick altogether. Snake has a really good matchup spread, dealing with a lot of Lucas's worst matchups. I think having a good matchup versus Steve, having an okay matchup versus Rob goes far. He does pretty well against like Wolf and ZSS. I think Snake is a very solid character to have for the bad matchups. He does get checked by a character like Mega Man though, which I know is historically a really hard Lucas matchup. Rob, that's the robotic operating buddy. He gets it done. He gets it done. That's Superman. That's an Avenger right there. He has every tool that he needs. And then I think the only matchup that like he may really struggle with, that Lucas also struggles with, I want to say he struggles against ZSS. He still kind of struggles against Sonic, in my opinion. And then like some niche matchups like Young Link and stuff like that. But aside from that, he has all the tools you need. Fox, in 4, I used to say this was the best counterpick character for Lucas. I think Fox is a solid counterpick character for Lucas. You'll probably just need an answer for, I mean, it's all about, I know a lot of Lucas players say they struggle against Game & Watch. I think we do well against it, but I think if you think that you struggle against Game & Watch, then Fox is definitely not the answer for that, for sure. But I think for a lot of other matchups, Fox kind of just does the job well. Does the job well. Bayonetta is surprisingly underrated. I think that Bayo is actually pretty good at covering a lot of Lucas's bad matchups. Very good against Steve. Very good against, I think very good against Steve and very good against Rob. Those are the most like relevant matchups that I say Bayo covers for Lucas, and I think that goes a long way. Sheik, I truly think Sheik covers majority of Lucas's bad matchups with the exception of Steve. I think Steve is the only character that she does not cover, and I'm still figuring things out with this character, but I truly think that Sheik is pretty up there for a co-main for Lucas. Diddy Kong, I think does extremely well. Once again, Steve is a problem matchup. I don't think there's really an answer for that. Other than another character. But I think Diddy Kong is just very strong. Sonic, one of the most insane matchup spreads in the game. If you're saying, I just want to fuck up all of Lucas's bad matchups, go ahead and pick Sonic. He probably wins that matchup. Like, not much to go off of that. Cloud, very good matchup against Steve. Very good matchup against ZSS. Solid matchup against, I think he has a solid matchup against like a character like Sephiroth. which is also a matchup I think is kind of hard for Lucas. Biggest one he struggles with is, I want to say, Sheik, which I think is a bad matchup for Lucas. I think it's pretty bad. And he struggles a lot with Shulk, which Shulk is a really bad Lucas matchup, in my opinion. Roy does really well against most matchups except for Steve. Does really well against DSS. Does really good against Rob. But yeah, it's not really an answer for Steve. And I think his lose condition of like getting edge guarded is way more achievable than you think. Samus could be a good counter character, but I do think she kind of gets juggled like Lucas. Pretty hard. I think in matchups where you kind of want to focus on ledge trapping, because I don't think Lucas's ledge trapping is that solid. I think that she can come in very handy and stuff. Or in matchups where you just want to keep somebody out, and that could go a long way. I think Sora is also a good Lucas counterpick character, but once again, this is now more considering like his maintenance. He does take a lot of time and effort to pick up. He does take a lot of time and effort to pick up and play and stuff like that. If you're able to make it work, if you're able to get that execution, then oh my god, he can do very well. He will struggle against Spaceys though. He will struggle against Wolf. He will struggle against DSS. He will struggle against Fox. I know some Lucases think Fox is a bad matchup, which I don't blame you for sure. Palutena has the whole kit. I think she may struggle against characters like let me think. She'll struggle against Sheik. Although I think she could struggle against like ZSS. She can struggle against ZSS, and like there's like a lot of I don't know. I think she could struggle in some of the matchups that Lucas deals with, but I feel like overall it's just very solid. What do I think about Brawler as a Lucas secondary? I think Brawler. Okay, so while I do think that Brawler could be a good secondary as a counterpick character, I feel that Brawler doesn't really complement Lucas's bad matchups. See, this list is more to cover what bad matchups am I struggling with that I need an answer for. And I don't think Brawler like helps with those matchups. I think his game plan is super solid and stuff like that, but I don't think he's like an answer to Steve. I don't think he's an answer. I don't necessarily know if he's an answer to ZSS, though. Kid did farm Mars. So it could be. I don't know. I haven't seen that matchup enough. Olimar. I put Olimar here, but there's a part of me that feels like I'd probably move him out. I probably move him out. Yeah, I'm gonna move Olimar out. I don't think he's that good of a. I don't know if he's actually that good of a co-main character. Joker is broken. Very strong character. I think he covers a ton of Lucas's bad matchups. But has some hard matchups against like. I think he has a hard matchup versus Mega Man. I think he can kind of get edge guarded against characters like Meta Knight and stuff like that. I don't think Meta Knight's a bad Lucas matchup, but I don't think it's a good Lucas matchup. But he has like some matchups that like are really good, and some of them that I'm just like, okay, yeah, this can be annoying for both characters. Mimin is pretty much the same. Will struggle against Spaceys. Will struggle against Sheik. But then she has like good matchups versus like Steve, and I'm pretty sure she does okay against Game & Watch. Don't quote me on that. Don't quote me on that. I could be wrong. Altogether. Don't hate me, chat, please. Mario, very easy to play, very easy to pick up. Can do pretty okay against like the Spacey characters. I don't think he does too bad against a character like ZSS. I think that he does okay against a character like Mario. Like Mario. He does does okay against a character like Mega Man. I think some other he would struggle against some of like the weird mid-tier matchups that Lucas also struggles against. Like I could see him struggling against like Ridley and stuff like that, or Mark Lucina. It's hard to say, but I need to reevaluate that. I put Mega Man here as well. Mega Man was one of the characters I legitimately considered. I remember it was one of the CEOs where I was talking to Peanut and Morpheus about potentially picking up Mega Man for my bad matchups. And I do think there is a vision where Mega Man is a crazy character for Lucas, but some of the matchups are like, some of the bad matchups for Mega Man coincide with Lucas's. So ZSS and Wolf are two off the top of my head. Sheik is another one. Yoshi could be a good secondary as well for Lucas. I've been playing a lot of Yoshi on the side for fun. I think the character's a blast. But I think that Yoshi struggles against a lot of the like some of the harder to deal with matchups for Lucas. I think he has a very good matchup, have really good matchups against like Rob and stuff like that. Actually has a pretty decent matchup for Steve as well. And then I made a tier of United Through Grief. Now this is more for shits and giggles, but I think don't pick up Ness as a counter pick. I don't think Ness. A lot of Lucas players love to pick up Ness because I love playing, mother characters, PK kids and stuff like that. Ness does not cover for Lucas. Lucas barely covers for Ness. If anything, there's a lot of matchups where Ness does better than Lucas and vice versa. I don't think that Ness has the matchup spread to like really help for Lucas. But if you really like Ness, go ahead, play him. PT, this is just a little bit of bias of me hating my time I spent with PT when I thought that character wasn't that good. I don't necessarily think I don't think PT does too well against a lot of the problem matchups, with the exception of maybe Steve. I don't think this character really covers for Lucas. And then Bowser, I just kind of threw him in. There for the sake of throwing him in here. But I think that he could have a good matchup versus like Spaceys and stuff like that. Versus the Spaceys. But like, that may be it. That may be it for matchups that are relevant for Lucas. That could be a potential counter pick. I think his flaws are too harsh and can get exploited pretty badly in a lot of the problem matches for Lucas. So like that's why I don't think Bowser makes too much sense as a co-main for Lucas. But that's gonna be it with the list. You guys have some of my thoughts of what are the best co-main characters to choose for. And if you're a Lucas main, then you also have a kind of a guideline of the characters that you could pick up that's going to give you some success. And once again, this is all my opinion on what I value in the game, what I think is important to win in the game. Just because a character is listed in a different tier, or I think a character is not that good as a counter pick, does not mean not to pick them up, I think I want to give you the idea that like you pick up whatever character feels comfortable for you. What characters work for you, work for your situation, will be drastically different from the next guy. So don't look at this and say, hey, I'm not going to play XYZ character, because who knows? Maybe they could be the character you're looking for. But if you're looking for a general guideline of these are some characters that you can pick up right now, and see the results come in immediately, or here's a few. Guys, if you enjoyed this, please give us a like. Show some love on the channel. If you're on Twitch, I'm going to be streaming a lot more. I'll be streaming a lot more here on Twitch. If you're on YouTube, a like, comment, and subscribe. It goes a long way. Trying to really build myself back up. And if you guys have any questions or anything you guys disagree with, put it in the comment section. Let me know what characters do you think are really good counterpick characters for the game, and what characters have you co-mained in the past that you found success with. All right. And that's my list. I guess let me save that. Let me save that. And it's the internet's problem now. And now that we've done that, I think I'm gonna move over to some game. I kind of want to play. I've also been talking a lot. So let's game. Let's get some music going. Oh, man. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, man. Oh, man. I'm gonna be real, chat. It's really weird to try and. My goal is to try and start like putting out more content, actually putting out content on YouTube, and stream a little bit more consistently, because I'm pretty confident about what I want to do with Smash now. I'm pretty confident about what I want to do with Smash now, and I think if I'm gonna make it work, I have to commit to doing content and stuff like that. So I'm gonna really try to be on top of it. I'm gonna try to be on top of it. I'm gonna try to release semi-regularly. And yeah, let me know what you guys think. If you guys like videos of the style, or if you guys like this kind of stuff, then gives me an idea of what to do for the future. Why is the frame data on block wrong? All right, but yeah, if you guys are just tuning in, welcome to the chat. We just finished the tier list. We just finished the co-main tier list, and now we're gonna get into some gameplay. Got a little bit of time in me before my old bones say, "Hey, you need to go to Betty Bye." And feel free to ask me any questions you have about those lists, or just in general. Ooh. Make sure I'm stretching properly. Posture check real quick. Oh man, I've been really going hard on practicing for the game recently. I've been practicing every day. I've been studying sets. I've been listening to theory of the game. I'm listening to the theory of the game. I've been really investing myself into the game.
So far, you niggas ain't come close. We took 6 months.
I wanna be the best that I can possibly be now.
Having meetings, eating pie with compo. That metaphor was way too humble. But some niggas gotta get humble, cause some niggas really are Dumbo. What's the square root of 3.14 when we all four all got 1/4? I swear, man, you niggas is done.
Let me do some cheek for. Let me do a little. Go between both characters.
They like a tribe leaders in new school. Understand one thing, look, as long as we double you, I don't care. They can keep comparing whoever from past to present. I tell you, it's no one near. They cry out for the coast, cause when we drop, it's a different tier of lyricism, and the spirit in them is always there. If Jesus can walk on water, then watch how I walk on air. In the radio station, like play our shit, nigga, truth or dare. Truth? The truth is, half of you niggas scared by the other half that is feared. Y'all socially engineered to stop being pioneers and care about.
I think I played this. I think I played this file already yesterday. Ooh, that was a really strong edge guard. My people, my people.
I wish you well. Now tell me how many more years I sit on the bench. Look at God like coach, put me in. Can't let him win like this since wins and wins. Never did have faith, I'm dead. That's when I grabbed my pen, my sword. I swore what's right, I'll fight out the fit. I'm saving my brothers.
I don't know where he's going, but he's gone. I have to be careful.
Dropping trash after trash after trash. They're literally littering. Street sweep them. I clean them up with metaphors, similes. Google my name. My real name, I'm really Timothy. Been giving balls all my life since jiggling, burning CDs off my Mac. I never claim to be innocent. Finicky, gimmicky, never shake hands with hidden fees. Authenticity is one of my tendencies. This is Eric Jamal. Sign it off. This is how I hope y'all remember me. So, when they telling lies, we tell the truth.
Oh, I wanted to go for something shiesty. I wanted to go for something shiesty. No cloud players ever ready. They're never ready, Scrub. Pablo, they are never ready for somebody that knows how to actually edge guard them. Or they're never ready for like getting limit, which is weird. That's your one win condition. Feeling gorgeous, drop dead, this rigor more, this rap hard, I'm a black star, came with an orbit, I'm sure of it. Well, can you find a nigga like me? Not likely, y'all might seem enticing. It's crazy that you decided to go to only you put FD as your starter. Really, it's been 5 by 10 is box, y'all thinking in. Inmates, you know, the brain cell can find so many men. Emulate, who's ever playing can tell the sound of many trend. Regurgitate and fail to stimulate the hip hop citizen. Kind of pop by shaking, cause the OGs, they told me they OD when we speak. MP3, MVP, freestyle on repeat. Culture here, we leave, we repeat. Skirt made our own lane in this street. I do what it reaches, make our bitches, that is privilege. Like our bitches, mess my pigment just to whip it, acting ignorant with the topper. Give and receive. Give and receive. Then I grew impatient, sick of waiting for frustration from me chasing validation. Am I great enough to make it do a knockoff? Give and receive. Give and receive. Tell me again, who's the man? Oh, unfortunate. I am Dr. King, living off a dream. PMN AM, same team since I was a teen. With Taj and on him on a beam. Wait till we get seen. Used to be the plan. Okay, I kick your flip shit. How we went in, niggas blues, spread like breaking news. Live on CNN. Oh no. Okay, I didn't think that I had full. Disobedient shit. So much that I learned before my turn can be well learned. So I affirm that I concern myself with God and hold on first for trying to power. Come on. Nowadays in mind I stay alive, I wake and meditate. This makes me taking time to make these rhymes and hope they elevate our thoughts. Fucking grind, hustling, pain, struggling, passing, fumbling, stacking, stumbling, even crumbling, rapping, ugly, fears. That's gonna kill. That was a really bad recovery.
necessary. Your gifts is necessary. Be yourself, be legendary. Coast. El niño de oro nació enterrado debajo la tierra. En Colombia, donde se duerme con balaceras. Y mi alarma eran los gallos en la mañana. Los paritos me decían.
Ah, try to parry? I don't know where he's going, but he's gone. That was a really good chase. No get up attack.
La vida te da sorpresa cada día que amanezca. Sigue derecho, no te quedes en la me mezcla. Cada año una bendición, respira y date cuenta que este flow te revienta, te infecta. Es contagioso como cada vez. Switch it up, nigga. This ride ain't no vibe, just had to override. Get over myself, overanalyze, to arrive over the highs and lows, over my fear, heights and
I wanna punish that up B.
running in place, survive the hoes, fuck out my face, I'm over y'all, strapped in like overall, the game, they overdose, close calls, fiends smacking the backboard to they backboards and doze off, knew this shit what happened, didn't know how, focus on the why, not the how, meanwhile, you won't find no gimmick in my team, not a blemish, me, get to know this style, came from the slums, chopper singing out the village like Bilal, ain't no Al, that nigga Al, know we took a while, fans been waiting on the bars like clown, if you listen and smile, cause we don't stop like an after party, the coach 7-6,
I'm gonna kill.
the hottest niggas got New York, screaming with like
I didn't want to kill him there, but it's okay. I wanted to try to see if I could punish an up B with footstool out of shield, which I can. It's possible, but what I needed to do there was when I saw him do the first sling of up B, I need to roll through. I need to drop shield, dash through him, so I can have the time to actually set it up. Or I need to be a freak and move closer, then shield again, then I can do it. Oh man, I've been really trying to like learn how to like analyze my opponents a lot better and really like adjust my game plan and react to things rather than just kind of like preempt everything that I want to do. I'm finding a lot of Luigi to give the shake recently. I think I played this Luigi. Okay. I got locked. I have to be careful because I believe Nair can get punished by up B. Yeah, we gotta be ready for that tech chase, Luigi. And I gotta be ready for that reversal. I'm gonna be fine. That's so funny. I got windboxed. Yeah, it is. Okay. People can only realistically actively focus on one task at a time, but you can passively recognize patterns as well, since that's just how the brain works. It's best to shift focus mid-match, so what's the most important? These examples, bad defense happens when it's time to take a stop. Most people who mix either their option or their timing. So that helps a lot when trying to punish people. Some people present you with the win con pretty early if you're looking for it. For example, Unova gets really mashy under pressure, but he mashes shit with invuln, like air dodge, spot dodge, roll as opposed to mashing buttons. You still have to be good enough to get into that point, but that ends up being a win con he presents. Yes, I agree. I agree wholeheartedly. One thing that I've been trying to understand is the concept of like grouping things together. Ah, it's supposed to be at B. Mm-hmm. That was a bad up air. I should have died for that. Unfortunately, I didn't want it on the platform. That's so unfortunate. Yeah, like the example, you specifically you recognize that that he dodges out of pressure doesn't mean specifically spot dodge since he's not that bad, but it does mean a group of options you can stop. There's people like me who love matching buttons out of pressure. People who see that shit way too. Recently, Mew talking about covering different zones, more specifically that he sees what zone someone wants to cover and abuses it. Yeah, that's like the newest. I was just talking about that with Nick Riddle about like the concept of identifying what options somebody has based off of the spacing. I found the Luigi again. There's no way I found the fucking Luigi again. T-Bone the Luigi, you need to leave. You need to leave. I'm about to say. I spot dodge, unfortunate. You got it. Oh, that's so unfortunate. That strong hit. He grabbed me. That's unfortunate. That's unfortunate there. I felt like I had a read for him. I had a read on him on what he wanted to do, but like I just kept flubbing a lot of punishes, and that's on me. Flubbing the punishes, mistiming it, and then that roll was just very panicky. I didn't need to do that roll. I need to add more feints in. More feints, especially with a character like Incineroar, who or Incineroar players who love to swing. Simply outplayed it, be like that though. Oh gosh. Not like these. You got it, you got it, you got it, you got it, you got it. I'm gonna go here. You got it. Yeah, that was good. It's insane. That's what I'm saying. I don't want to fight Lucas. I knew what I was doing there. Lucas sucks. Good one. That was such a good PK freeze. I won't PK fire. I did not want to do it like that. No, I did it wrong. Yeah. Ah, unfortunate. Jericho. Oh wait, is the YouTube not coming up? Is the YouTube link not coming up? Damn. Let me. What happened to Nightbot? You're supposed to work, brother. Where's the channel? Hey, Bluekiss. Welcome to the stream, brother. How you doing? Hope you've been good. That was a really good punish on rising there. Yeah, I gotta give it up. Your movement is kind of crazy right now. That was good. Your movement is kind of crazy. I'm trying to think about how I go about this. Nice one. That was really good. Oh yeah, I'm getting mixed. I'm not gonna lie. Nice. That's unfortunate. I read it. I read it. Yeah, I'm getting rocked. Nice, nice. Thank you for the follow-up, Lucas. You're a real one for that one. I'm trying to think about this. I probably just gotta stop dashing. Dashing in. The matchup is hard for Lucas, but like it's one of those that like if the Sheik doesn't really know what they're doing, how to maneuver around Lucas's stuff, it can like feel way more even than it actually is. I don't know why I don't follow you. This is embarrassing. It's okay, King. I am one of the most inconsistent streamers ever, so don't worry. Don't worry about me. Oh no. Interesting. I will take that stock trade any day of the week. I probably should have just gone for a banish close to stage. Unfortunate. Oh, dude. I guess we take that. You got it. Yeah, GG's, Lucas, GG's. Yeah, I'm not gonna come out. No, I mean, it has. I mean, eventually. Yeah, I've only played I played the matchup offline and online. It's definitely not a good matchup. But online, it feels a lot harder for Sheik to do stuff. What's good, Chaos Arc? Welcome to the stream. How you been, homie? You're sorry about the stuttering. There's not much we can do about it. You're Midwest, I think, right? Like, it's okay. Like you're Midwest. It is okay. Like, I am not upset about it by any means. Manx. I don't know who that is.
3, 2, 1, go!
Oh man. It's one of these. It's one of these Isabels. Jump for me? Yeah. Uh-huh. Okay. You look up for my streams? Hey, if you do, I really appreciate it. I'm gonna try to be way better. I'm dead. I'm gonna try to be way better about streaming. Okay, you attack at a disadvantage a lot. I got grabbed on the ledge. Oh my god. I got shield poked grab. Wow, Lloyd actually punished me. Yeah, you're gonna jump there. Oh man, so you're so kind. You're like my mentor. I love you. Oh man, I mean, listen, I'm just a Lucas main that knows the struggle. So I understand the struggle. I'm a little bit of a hater, but like, I do like watching Lucas players do well. So this Isabel's a little bit weird. They kind of like stagger their timings. They kind of stagger their timings on their moves a lot. So like, maybe I just gotta go about. Maybe I just gotta, like, yeah, they're like being very. They're being very sporadic with the timing of their moves. I'm gonna do that. No. I have to watch my jumps. There's a specific timing to my jumps that they're calling out. That's unfortunate. Nice. Good call out. Good coverage, good coverage. That's unfortunate. I read the fuck out of you. Wait, I thought I went to the platform. I should be dead here. Ah, this is obnoxious. I don't know what this mix is, but it's kind of crazy. You mash F smash there? You freak! Uh-huh. These are double jump very obviously. There. Oh, Jesus Christ. This Isabel's not bad. Oh, sheesh. Oh, sheesh. Ah. That Isabel was not bad, but I started thinking to myself, like, they're just staggering a lot of their hits and like fucking up with my timings. Like they're throwing on a lot of like a movement and like jump fakes. So I just kind of like said, you know what? Let me play at a range where I'm not at risk of like getting hit by that. Then they were also stuffing out my jumps for my jump PK fires. So I kind of said, okay, if that's the case, if you're gonna do jump slingshot, then I'm gonna do grounded PK fires. Grounded PK fires, because if it ends up trading at the range that I stayed at, I get hit with the soft hit and they get hit with the PK fire, and that allows me to close the gap. Then it was playing around their grab. As we're playing around their grab, there's a lot of little things that went into that, but like, that felt good. I like that because I had to think about like how I got in and how I broke my space. This is like the epitome of a Wi-Fi Zelda. Good one. Yeah, you jumped there. Oh, that was a buffered roll. Who's my no comment you found, so I didn't have to. I mean, who do you? I mean, I'll put a tweet out. I'll put a tweet out when after the stream about with the list. But there's a couple of different gods you can definitely coincide with if you need a co-main. What's my favorite move on Lucas? Easily back air. 100% back air. Like there's no contest. No contest on back air. It's just easily the most satisfying move. The coolest looking move for him. Why? Come for me. I'm gonna do that. Why are you playing like this? Yeah, I know you're gonna go for that. I'm feeling lazy. Oh yeah. OMG, bro, I found my co-main. Hey bro, you should. Hey bro, you found your co-main? We love to see that. We love to see that. I'm glad I could find it for you, brother. Hunter, my goat. I'm doing good. How you been, Hunter? Hope you've been good. Deputy Dong is a crazy tag. Just got from back from your local. How'd you do today? You won, right? I don't know what song this is, but it's kind of crazy. I ain't gonna lie. That splash hitbox is way better than I thought. Please interact with me, brother. Please interact with me, brother. Oh my God. What's wrong with you? Okay. I hope this Toon Link gets the memo. He will learn. He will eventually learn. Dumbass. I don't know what this Toon Link was doing, but he did it. He got it. Hold up, you're getting farm and it's not even close. Close game. Yeah, he got it. He wanted that win way more. I mean, just remember that there's always another local. I gotta remind myself sometimes too that sometimes we don't do. Sometimes we do feel like we can't like go ahead and get too mad about that. Seven sucks when I usually top 3 or 5. I mean, same. I understand. Trust me, I know better than most. The done neutral get up on almost everything. I'm gonna kill.
Salute the sun.
Oh, that's unfortunate. No, ah! No, no. I'm done.
Tuck in those glutes.
I threw that away. I had like multiple kill confirms, but I just didn't hit him. All right. I want to continue, but I have to go to sleep. I have to get ready for bed now. I have to go to bed now because I got work in the morning. If I don't go to sleep now, I'm gonna regret it. And I hate going to sleep, going to work time. So thank you all for tuning in. I really do appreciate it. And before I go ahead and I'll go ahead and do this real quick. It's okay. I know y'all love me, but we gotta be respectable adults. All right, where is it? Where is it? Okay. No. Copy this image. Here is the co-main. Feel free to ask any questions. I also feel free to ask any questions. And then, where is it? Copy this image. If you are a Lucas player, here are the co-mains I recommend alongside him. All right, there we go. It's their problem now. Thank you all for tuning in. I really do appreciate it. I will be back when I can, but I'm gonna make it some kind of schedule. So bear with me, guys. It's getting used to this again. Oh man, it's gonna be a little bit of a grind, but you know what? It's okay. I'll become the best possible version of myself. All right, guys. You guys have a good one, and I'll see you when I see y'all.